We have our dice. We have our due. Let's play some Baldur's Gate. Alright, so here we have Nasara, the druidic avenger, trained by the Shadow Druids. She has some pretty good stats, naturally, because you hit reroll until you get the stats you want. But she's at her strength cap for an Avenger, because Avengers get a -2 to strength and con. Let's go over these stats for a moment. We have a strength of 16, that's the highest she can have. It gives you a +1 to damage, and that is it. Not even a bonus to hit. By the D&D rules set, you're looking at a 16, that's when you get your first bonus to damage, and then at a 17, you get a +1 to hit and damage. At an 18, you get a +1 to hit, +2 to damage, unless you have percentile strength. Now, I'm assuming if you watch this, you are somewhat familiar with the percentile strength idea that AD&D used. But, just in case, difference between, say, an 1801, which only fighters can get access to, is +1 +3, 18 100 +3 +6, 19 +3 +7, all the way up to Storm Giant Strength, which is +7 +14. So what does all this mean? Well, it means that she's not a melee combatant. The main reason I have that 16 strength, honestly, is because inventory management can be kind of a problem in this game. Also, sometimes you gotta fight, and sometimes you get buffs with the right buff, maybe like a +3 to strength. That 16 could serve its purpose. But anyway, that's the strength. Dexterity, this is the god stat of D&D. Any character you can make in Dungeons & Dragons, or in Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, they're better off with an 18 dex. It affects your range attacks, which are very powerful, and your armor class, no matter what armor you are wearing. Now, in 3rd edition Dungeons & Dragons and on, they introduced this thing called armor check penalties and maximum dex bonuses, which makes it so that wearing heavy armor actually slows you down. There were no such rules in AD&D, except for changing your character's speed. In Baldur's Gate, there are just no such rules. Thus, you may as well have an 18 dexterity, even if you're wearing full plate. Constitution. Now, Constitution, her maximum was 16, which would have given her +2 hit points per level. And it's hard to say no to that. But at the same time, this is a dedicated caster, a ranged combatant, and I had to put a dump stat in somewhere. I wanted at least an 8 Constitution, ended up with a 9, which I'm actually pretty grateful about, because I plan on equipping Nasara with the Horn of Khazgaroth. The Horn of or Claw of Khazgaroth. It's a curse magic item, gives you a -2 con, and guess what? 7 is the lowest con can be without getting a hit point penalty. Originally, I thought I would be comfortable with an 8 because there is a book that raises your Constitution by 1. So she could read the book, put on the claw, and still be okay with a Constitution of 7. As it is, I just get to take that step out. I can read the book for fun, but for the most part, she'll be rocking a 7 Constitution as soon as I can afford that immensely expensive magic item. And another of the drawbacks of the horn is that it makes you vulnerable to poisons, a -4 to saving throws against paralyzation, poison, and death magic. But as a druid, she's going to become immune to poison, which takes off 1/3 of the hurt from that. As a druid, she can also cast Death Ward, which takes care of death effects. And there are items that give you freedom of movement, which takes care of paralyzation. So all those drawbacks are things that we can conquer with Nasara. And in exchange for that, you get like a constant blur for bonuses to AC, bonuses to your other saving throws. It's a really potent item, especially if you can mitigate the bad things it does for you like that. Now, I tend not to equip it on a lot of people because Constitution is usually pretty high. If I'd rolled until I got, oh gosh, what would it be, like a 96 total score for the stats, then if I had done that, then she'd have a 16 con, and then I'd put on the claw and drop to a 14. I'd be like, oh, where'd all my hit points go? And then I'd read the book, I'd get the 15, and then make me feel a little better, but this way, it'll work. That's my dump stat. It's Constitution, not looking back. Intelligence 10. With Intelligence, typically, I want at least a 10. Here's why. With a 10, you can... There are a few things, I'm not even sure what they are, but a few things that require a minimum intelligence. Like if your character has a 3 intelligence, they just won't get a dialogue option. So at least this way, she's not an idiot. Also kind of fits my perspective, this character. Yeah, she's somewhat educated, but I think that she's not that focused on her studies. She's more into, like, druids and, shadow druid mysticism and that sort of thing. Couldn't tell you how to, like, build a trebuchet. Could tell you a cool story about a trebuchet. And with the intelligence of 10 and the book that will raise intelligence to 11, that allows her to get hit twice, but not 3 times, by Mind Flayers in Baldur's Gate 2. Mind Flayers do 5 intelligence damage per Mind Flay. And if you rock a 3 in intelligence, there's a good chance you're just going to get smacked and die to a Mind Flayer and have to reload your save state. With an intelligence of 10 plus 1 equaling 11, you have some defense against that. Not as much as a wizard, but it's pretty good. It also prevents you from getting a lore penalty, which is sort of nice. Like when you pick up magic items, you have a lore skill that it references. It's based off of intelligence, wisdom, and if you're a bard. You can see her lore is 11, and that is her level, plus 10 for that wisdom of 18. If she had 18s in int and wisdom, it would be a 21. Now my best lore here, that comes from Czar, because he's got intelligence and wisdom together, and wizards get a bonus. So Czar is actually a pretty good guy for identification. So is, what's her name? Dinah here. And Wisdom 18, that's a given. She's a druid, and divine spellcasters get bonus spells based on their wisdom. And here's a fun note. Even for every other stat, there's one tome in the game that can give you a +1. There's also the Machine of Lum the Mad, which can give you a +1 to any stat. But with wisdom, there are 3 tomes that can raise your wisdom. So that means this wisdom, by the end of this game, could be a 22. And that's pretty cool. So she is going to be extremely wise by the end of this playthrough, and that's really valuable because we're wanting this to be a spellcaster type character. And 22 wisdom means a lot of bonus spells. No other benefits for wisdom, though, aside from the lore bonus, which makes me sort of sad. In AD&D rule set, high wisdoms of 19 and higher would actually give you immunity to certain enchantment and necromancy spells. So, like, at first level, you become immune to cause fear. And I think, like, charm person, you get immunity to illusions and all sorts of things. Not in Baldur's Gate, even Enhanced Edition. Now, Charisma 18. What's up with that? Well, first off, a druid's got to have at least a 15, so it had to be somewhat high. And Charisma actually has a lot of uses in Baldur's Gate. I don't know why everyone calls it the universal dump stat. I'm happy. I feel like I'm gaining more from that 18 Charisma than I would with that 16 Constitution. Because here's what Charisma does for you. It increases your reaction bonus, which means that NPCs are more likely to give you special treats. Like, I'm about to talk to a guy up in the Friendly Armin. We're going to see the benefits of that 18 Charisma. We've got the... your party members. Right now I have 2 evil jerks in my slots 3 and 4. I'm about to get 2 hero people in slots 5 and 6. With a low charisma, they will immediately turn on each other and roll initiative. There's nothing you can do about it, and then you take the winners of the skirmish. No such problems with an 18 charisma. You can keep your party members getting along. I think there's a random chance, so it still could happen. The random number generator might, RNGesus could strike. But as it is, it works. Also, charisma gives you a discount at the stores. And you can raise charisma with your tomes and stuff. Charisma discounts are actually pretty good. Let's see, with the 18 charisma, you get a discount of 15%, and then plus 5% for every point beyond that. So I think that's pretty nice. 15% off any stuff that I buy for the entire game. That's wonderful. Eventually more. And yeah, I have heard the criticism of, well, you don't need charisma because eventually you have all the money you ever need, but that's just it. Eventually. There are so many awful builds. I'm talking to you, Kensai mage players. So many awful builds that center around delayed gratification and being the most powerful you can be by the end. But guess what? The game starts here, at first level. Whatever late game build you're thinking of, your play experience and the fun that you have is going to be determined not by how great your end character is, but how good your character is. And I feel that this character here is ready to go right off the bat, and it's going to be fun to play. That being said, let's go to
Tell
the
me, you want it? You got it.
rant done. All right, over here we have a new character, new from Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. Let's talk to him.
It's about time. Bring me another flagon of ale.
I think you've mistaken me for someone
Then
else.
why do you bother me? Be gone.
Nothing would please me more. Huh. Nope, and then Yopi. Before Yopi, that is Dorn. Now, we will get the chance to talk to him a bit more, but for right now, he doesn't care. He good. It's Dorn Ilkhan. Looking forward to having him in my party. I've taken a look at his stat blocks lately, and he's a half-orc, which means he gets to enjoy a 19 strength, topping Minsk as the main guy, or the strongest man in this game that you can get on your team. So I'm pretty excited to have him. He's a blackguard. He's got all sorts of like evil stuff. His sword like eats souls. It's awesome. Yoppie! I can't stand the way the roads are cut off these days. My uncle's in Baldur's Gate and I can't get there to see him. How come the roads are cut off? Where you been these past few months? The roads are crawling with brigands and bandits after every scrap of iron you got on you. Surely you must have fled some on your trip here, lest you come by the West Road, that is. Why is the West Road still open? If there's ever a book shortage, that road to Candlekeep will be the most dangerous of them all, I assure you. But these folks are after metal, so they're sticking mainly to the larger trade routes between Baldur's Gate and on. And guess what? This here inn is smack dab in the middle of it all. Oh, well, I didn't realize there was such a big problem going on. Alright, anywho, let us
Give it to me, don't worry about me.
go over here. Alright. So, you walk in the room, and over there in the corner, you see two adventurers. One in leathers with a quarterstaff, the other clad in metal armor, with a shield and sword at his side. Yep, they're the ones I want to meet.
Calm yourself, dear. We must proceed carefully.
Something about you is familiar, child. Your manner reminds me of a sage I know, by the name of Gorion. It's almost a slight on him, but I see it too. Jaheira, mind your manners. This must be the child that Gorion wrote of so often. Your old friends of your adoptive father. He is not with you? I must assume the worst. He would not permit his only child to wander without his accompaniment. If he has passed, we share your loss. Ryan often said that he would worried for your safety, even at the expense of his own. I also wish that Khalid and I would become your guardians if you should ever meet an untimely end. However, you are much older now, and the choice of your companion should be your own. We could travel with you until you get settled, help you find your lot in life. Would be a fitting last service to Gorion, though we should first go to Nashkel. I can't handle Jaheira's accent, sorry. Khalid and I look into local concerns, and there are rumors of strange things happening at the mines. No doubt you have heard of the iron shortage? Well, I just did, actually. You do well to help us. It affects everyone, including you. Are to meet the mayor of the town, Baron Gaskell. Baron Gaskell? My other guys want to meet Baron Gaskell. Well, I'm already going to Nashkel. My current companions wish to visit there as well. Indeed. Interesting. In that case, I think we should definitely travel as one. You can never be too careful about the dangers of the open road, wherever they may spring from. Welcome to the team. Alright, so here we have...
Nature
servant awaits.
Jaheira, a fighter druid, so a more martial variety than myself. She has, since we're talking, let's talk about stats today. Strength of 15, no benefit. Dex of 14, no benefit. Constitution of 17, she gets some hit points. Wisdom of 14, not much in the way of bonus spells. 15, the minimum required charisma for a druid. My opinion, awful. I hate Jaheira. I've carried her, in part because she's like the core character, like the books cast Jaheira as one of the main characters. And she appears in the next game where she gets a little boost to her abilities. And she's a romance option in the next game. And I'm a nerd. I enjoy my D&D themed dating sims. But just awful. I don't like her. Khalid, amusingly, is pretty good. I know some people hate on him, but strength of 15, no benefit. Dex of 16, plus 2 AC, and plus 1 to hit with ranged weapons. Dexterity is the god stat. Anyone with good dexterity? Welcome to the team. Constitution is 17, so just like Jaheira, he's got a lot of bonus hit points. Except being a single class fighter instead of a dual multi-class fighter, he's going to have more hit points overall. So here we have a tank. He is a tank. Also, his voice, pretty nice too, but we'll talk about that another time. Now let's compare these two to their counterparts, the bad guy options, who I love. Let's start with Montaron because I just said some nice things about Khalid. Montaron's better. Strength of 16, that's plus 1 to damage. Khalid doesn't get that. Dexterity 17, as compared to 16, that's 1 more point of AC. Constitution of 15, that's 2 fewer hit points per level compared to Constitution, and he is multi-class, so that's less there as well. But, as with the Constitution on a halfling, he gets what they call in the forums the shorty save bonus. He gets boosts to his saving throws. Let's see if we can find them. The 9, 10, 12, 16, 11. Those are his saving throws. The way you make a save is you roll that number or higher. Lower is better. 9, 10, 12, 16, 11 versus... Where are you? 14, 16, 15, 17, 17? Why are these so high? They are so high because he is a halfling, and... that Constitution, with a 15, he is getting a plus 4, or a minus 4, to all of his saving throws. Just for being a tough little halfling. That is great. In my opinion, that makes him a much better tank than Khalid, who tends to get scared and run off right away. The mental stats don't really matter. There are no mind flayers in this game, and he's not a lore person. Let's look at weapons. Short sword and sling, slightly changed from Baldur's Gate. In Baldur's Gate, he had, I think, crossbow proficiency, which did not serve him well. But short sword and sling, they are both one-handed weapons. Compare this to him. He's got longsword, axe, longbow. So he does have a ranged weapon, the longbow, but you can't equip a longbow and a shield at the same time. So if you want to use the longbow, you either have to not use a shield, and keep a longsword in your quick slot, or swap it out whenever you feel like making him an archer, which he's not that great at anyway. Like, look at this. Let's give him, I picked up a bow somewhere along the way. Try to equip a bow, offhand in use. So we can either go that for a penalty to AC, or we don't equip a longbow. However, let's give him a sling. Give him a sling. And let's give him some proper gear. Sling, shield, scale mail, or splint mail, helmet. So right off the bat, no cheats, no exploits, no gear that I found on the side of the road that happened to be awesome. Just stuff he stole from him. Because he's a thief. He's got a 0 AC, which is first level is really nice. Better than he can do as a first level fighting type. So my tank tends to be my thief, Montaron. And this scale mail, you can't do thief skills in it. Like, here, check this out.
He spoke at me?
It's not even there anymore. But I'm fine with that, because he is such a good tank. and you can still put other thief skills on him. You just can't have him hiding and stuff. Let's see. Therefore, I give my strong endorsement to Monteron as a tank. Alright, so Jaheira, she's a healer, and that's why I've often carried her. She can cast cure spells, but guess what? I can cast cure spells. I'm an Avenger, yo! Her other spells, let's see what she got. She can Entangle. She can Doom. She can cast Shillelagh. She can cast Armor of Faith. All utility spells, not particularly potent, especially given the short duration of most fights and frequent occurrence. As compared to Zar, he's a wizard. And with that nice little trinket I found, he can cast his attack spell 4 times. I can give him other spells, I can teach him new things. I tend not to have him scribe them so much as, like, use them or lose them. But, on the other hand, if you scribe it, you do get a little snippet of XP, so I might have him learn those spells just for fun. Let's trade this up to here. Put that on, and yeah, it's like that. I should have picked up a short sword. Oh, so he's got a long sword and a potion. We're gonna steal that. Guess what's happening? They're not making the cut. Yeah, you can keep your leather. That's fine. Alright, so before we say goodbye to them,
omnipresent authority figure.
Let's enjoy their voices.
You've a task. Nature's servant awaits. Yes, oh omnipresent authority figure. You've a task. Nature's servant awaits. Yes, oh You've a task. Ah, what now? Need your pantaloons pressed? By your command.
Little Battlestar reference.
This would be a good place for a hench. If a tree falls in the forest, I'll kill the bastard what done it. Nature's servant awaits.
Alright, so that is Jaheira. Jaheira is voiced by... Let me check my notes. Heidi Shannon. Now, Heidi Shannon is a niche voice actress right now. She does a lot of video games, and she plays the intercom in a lot of games. She is the intercom in some Star Wars games, some Star Trek games, and all of the Command & Conquer games. Strange thing to specialize in, but I think it helps her weaknesses. One thing I
Yes, oh omnipresent authority figure.
don't feel about her is nothing about this face and this woman makes me think
You've a task.
that voice.
Nature's servant awaits.
I guess I expect her to sound tougher. Like she's got that cocked eyebrow. She's gripping her weapon. She's got a 17 con. I realize it's the Jaheira voice. And now no one can hear that voice who's played this game without thinking Jaheira, but it doesn't fit for me. It's even worse with the other druid she voiced in this, Faldorn, who we won't be meeting for a long time, but who looks absolutely nothing like her voice. So Heidi Shannon, sorry, I gotta give you a thumbs down as a voice actress. I'm glad you found your career, though, as an intercom voice. Now,
Can I help you?
that voice is pretty good.
You have need of me?
Let's-
Yes? Can I help you? You have need of me? Yes? Can I help you? Have need of me?
Boring.
If at first I don't succeed, the wife won't let me forget. That's all, folks. Cheer. Click on someone your own size. Can I help you?
And Khalid here is also voiced by the same guy who does
Doing
Edwin.
something useful with this time.
Sorry, Jaheira. Edwin is one of my favorite characters. Really powerful wizard. He's right up there with Zar. Really potent. Evil. Hilarious. Just like Khalid is hilarious. And these characters are voiced by a comedian. a stand-up comedian
I prefer these long periods of relaxation. A lovely day for it.
named Jim Meskimen. Jim Meskimen is most known for his work on Whose Line Is It Anyway? It's a great Shatner impersonation. He's brilliantly voiced. Very, both of them are. And I think that's one thing that helps make them so funny. They're played by a comedian, so no wonder they stand out.
Boring.
Sorry, Emily.
What do you-
Okay.
I've got
The
this.
my party has a point. I should be actually playing the game.
Yes, oh omnipresent
But
authority
I just had to
figure.
say goodbye to these two because they did not make the cut.
How long must we wait here? Things stir to the south as we sit.
I openly question your judgment, but it's your decision to make. You do show some measure of leadership. I should be glad to assist you in the future. Come, Khalid, we must depart for now.
Tell
All
me.
right. It's done.
I've got this.
It's been dreadful slow business lately.
Too many travelers have been through lately. What with the supposed troubles down south? So what can I do for you? Sell me things. And I'll sell you things. I will sell you that. I don't think I'm going to be using chromatic orb for him until much later. I should keep it. Sell the scroll. Think. Keep the potions. Sell the gem. Chill touch? No. Not a fan of chill touch in this game. You touch creatures for 1d2 strength damage, and then saving throw or take an additional d8 damage and a penalty to Thaco. Requires you to be up close to him. I don't want him to be up close to anyone. I'd rather cast Larlox. Burning Hands? Powerful. Much different from how it plays out in modern D&D. AD&D, D3 plus 2 points per level, up to a maximum of a D3 plus 20 points of fire damage. So save for half. Really nice fire spell. We'll probably end up scribing that one. Magic Missile, though not as potent as Larlox and then later Chromatic Orb, there are some things that Magic Missile can only affect. So we'll keep that, and we will also keep the armor because wizards need AC sometimes. So all that's done. Let's take a look here. This is one I wouldn't mind. Huh. Constitution. That's funny. I guess I don't need that. Oh well. That'd be good on Jaheira, now that I look at it. I wonder if that's there for her. Alright, so need to replace my sling and buy... I know you find short swords, but it's just 12 gold. Alright, we need ammo, bullets. I figure at this point we're gonna buy a lot of these bullets, because I forgot I need to get some for Czar as well. Keep him out of trouble. This sling is purely a defensive measure for him. Alright, what else do I need? Arrows for Imoen. I think she's got 40 starting out, so there's 80. We will find more, but it's cheap, and I don't really want to mess around with micromanaging my loot. That is an investment in my pleasure of the game. Alright, anything else I need? None of them can use bows. He's already got a dagger. Darts would not serve him. None of these people need the weapons. I will probably pick up a few short swords on the road, because those are going to break due to the iron shortage. The slings will be fine. Okay, I think that's it. And we did get in a fight, so we'll rest.
Give it to me straight. You want
And
it?
we'll
You've
go
got
talk
it.
to some other people in the inn.
I've got this.
I think there's 2 quests in the Friendly Arm, if I remember correctly. Yep, there's one. We have, Unshi.
You cannot get better than the stability stone walls provide.
Yeah, there's a rogue ogre with a belt fetish to the south of the Friendly Armin. Had to bargain my new girdle of piercing for my life out there. Wasn't even interested in an autographed copy of my book. Hey, if you can get that belt back to me, I'd be mighty grateful.
What do you need?
Noted.
Don't worry about me.
Is this the pantaloons guy? Yep, that's him. So we will not be picking up the golden pantaloons yet. It's a
worry
funny
about
little
me.
thing. He's like, hey, I need my pantaloons pressed, and you can lie to him and say that you pressed them, he'll give you a gold piece. Or you can hang on to him all the way through Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition, the new thing that's coming out, which I'll tell you about later, and then into Baldur's Gate 2, in the middle of a dungeon, and then there's a guy who can make something out of that guy's golden pantaloons. Bravo BioWare for having such continuity in your games, but not really interested.
A pleasure it is to meet you.
Yeah, I've got an infestation of poisonous spiders in my cellar in Baragast. Bentley said I could stay here until they move on, but I hate to impose. You know the house, and they see it west of the Jovial Juggler Inn. Here, take these potions with you. They're antidotes against the poison. Keep whatever you don't use, and I'll give you an extra 120 gold pieces if you bring back my husband's old boots that he keeps down there. If you bring back one of their bodies and my old bottle of wine as well, I might toss in a little something extra too. I'd like to point out, here, take these potions with you. Because you don't get those if you dump static charisma. He's saying that because I'm nice. And look at that. Six potions of antidote. One for each member of the party. So I think this is a good time to spread those potions around. Let's see. My frontliner is him. Antidotes. Visibility potions. Okay. Seems about right. Scribe our scrolls since our party size is low. We're getting XP for scribing these scrolls. Not a lot by any means, but that 10, I wonder, I don't know if the XP that you gain from scribing, what it does with the fraction. I know it divides it by your number of party members, but what is 10 divided by 4? Is it 2 or 3, or do they actually manage 2.5? 184? $184. Oh, just he gets it. Interesting. Interesting. So wizards, despite their next level penalty, actually get all of the XP from scribing scrolls. So it's a way to level. I did not realize that. Oh, here, have 10 XP. Huh. And you can forget spells in your spellbook. Just you right-click it and it deletes it entirely. Let's see. I don't know if it gives you a confirmation message, so we'll try it out on Magic Missile. Okay, you can erase it and then memorize it again. So, hey, a way to milk some XP for your wizards.
Tell me.
Anyway, I've been yapping a lot. Let's go
You
adventure.
want it? You've got it. I've got
I think in this playthrough, we'll go to Baragast.
You want it? You've got it.
You must gather your party before
Don't worry
venturing
about me.
forth.
Go to Baragast, and I know there's some ogres waiting for me. Ogres are mean. Maybe I should pick up a Ajantis, the paladin. Because, I guess he's Montaron is kind of tanky, but he just doesn't have the hit points. And we'll try to make it work with 4. If I die, I die, and I reload. I'm not above that. This is not an Iron Man playthrough. I'm going to get my dumb self killed somehow. And I don't really care to end the game when that happens. I wonder what it'll be. What'll jib me?
Something troubling
And
you?
that journey took 8 hours. I kind of prefer adventuring in the daytime. Just easier to see. So let's, plus, I want to prep 1 armor spell on him. So that justifies the rest too. Oh. A wolf pack. Or a
Your
wolf.
voice is ambrosia. I could do no
Back
other.
off.
Spoke at me?
Stab it. See, yeah, I can barely see that.
You're a queer fellow.
She'll keep
Tell me.
shooting. And, oh, I never equipped her sling. Speaking of slings, let's just take care of that all around. Put all our ammo in.
Give it to me. What do you need?
And the rivers run red!
Touching me!
That should do it.
What you want? I'm
Have
gone.
become death, destroyer of worlds.
After Imoen.
My blade will cut you down to size.
A wolf at night. Wolves are tough. Always have been. Bam. Alright, so that being done,
Tell me.
I think she'll heal automatically on the rest. Yeah, all the more reason.
Give it to me straight. Don't worry about me.
Alright, let's fix our marching order.
Something troubling you?
Io vocio te.
What do you need?
Your voice
So what
is
that does for
ambrosia.
him, his AC is now much better. He's got a 4 rather than an 8. Thanks
Tell
to his
me.
armor spell,
Don't worry about me.
which helps. It mitigates. Boy, this Let's Play is going to get a lot harder when I'm not doing the parts I've done a million times. Because right now, this is a part I've done a million times. I'm like, okay, time to kill the ogre. Oh, got another wolf.
This better be good.
Yeah, he's going to get a ranged attack down pretty easy. Ranged weapons are quite baller in this game. I've done a lot of ranged weapon themed parties where I just like get everyone with a bow, main character inclusive. Boom.
Give it to me
Nice
straight.
critical hit there, Montaron. 16
worry about
damage.
me.
I think that's his max. Let's check. He does, with his weapon, 1d6 plus 1. So maximum 7, 14. 4 to 9. So his max is 18, and he did 16. So
You want
just
it?
shy of
You've got it.
maximum. Alright, now I'm actually going to quick save. Because this ogre has killed me many times. There he is.
What need ye dead?
Alright, so we're going to
What do you
open
need?
with a salvo of ranged
Yep.
attacks.
Something troubling you?
We'll go berserk on spells.
Ye spoke at me?
And I think...
Tell me.
Who's got my potions of speed? Yeah. Who, though? Do it. Okay,
You
so
want
now
it?
she's
You've
hasted.
got it.
And she's just gonna run around and keep him busy.
This better
Alright,
be
back off,
good.
guys.
Suck your blade.
Give it to me straight.
Go take a swing.
What need ye do, suck your blade?
What do you need? Don't worry about me.
Ye spoke at me?
So what I'm doing right now, this is classic kiting. Really effective
Tell
against
me,
one
you
single
want
tough
it? You've
monster
got it.
who I really have no business fighting. You shouldn't be fighting ogres at first level. That's how you wipe parties.
This better be go, suck your blade.
Give it to me. I've got this.
What need ye dead?
How's he doing? Badly injured.
I care not.
Put another minor drain in on this.
What do you need? You want it? You've got it.
Oh crap, we got ads.
You're a queer fellow.
Okay, so for the ads, we'd better bring in a little bit more firepower, bring him down quick. What's he doing after that? But still
Tell
badly
me.
injured.
I've
Just
got
have
it.
mountains of hit points.
What you want?
And do it again.
Tell me about the rabbits.
There's no time for rabbits, Czar.
Give it to me. Don't worry about me.
Everything you've got. This is an ogre. An ogre. Need more damage. Alright, he's near death.
Those the gods wish to destroy, they first make mad. Mad! Mad!
I love you.
Yep.
Yep. So much better than everyone. Alright. More of
I
that.
warrant your attention. Oh, Frabjor's
Just
day.
Don't worry about me.
Calais. Alright.
Arr!
Now.
Leave me be, lest your head leave your neck.
What do you need? Don't worry about me. Tell me.
Whew. I got really quiet there. Like I try to fill the space with narration and stuff,
Don't worry
but
about me.
sometimes just gotta focus on the game. Yes. A belt fetish. I think one of those is for Edwin. Those of you who played Baldur's Gate a lot understand that punchline. As one of those belts is a... Oh, we got more. Yeah, much easier when there's... Give me more. More.
My blade will cut you down
Give
to
it to me.
size.
You want it? You've got it.
Come on, team. Those of you who've played a lot of Baldur's Gate know that one of those belts, I have no idea
What do you
which
need?
one, is a belt
Don't
of
worry about me.
femininity, masculinity. A cursed belt that changes your gender. And that happens when to Edwin when he tries to read some like horrible evil thing of evil in oh, what's it called? The Shadows of Am. All right, entering Baragost.
What do you need?
Any directions? You seem a friendly sort, so I thought I'd offer my services as a guide. What do you need from the town of Baragost? I need some well-made weapons and armor. Do you have a good smithy? A smithy in all the realms. Teron Thunderhammer Furin runs the Thunderhammer Smithy in the eastern side of town. He has a few exceptional items as well, though you could also check Feldepost's Inn. They carry trophy items, so you'd best be rich as kings. Feldepost's Inn is in the west, closer to the south edge of town. Thank you. Come, friend. Enjoy your stay. Alright, so we've made it to Baragost, and we have some more questing
me.
to do here. I think I'm done, though. I'm gonna take a break. Thank you for watching and participating in this Let's Play of Baldur's Gate. I look forward to playing some Baldur's Gate Advanced Dungeons and Dragons with you again in the near future. I'm Mario. I'm out.